They needed to redirect, otherwise they were going to lose him. And it's like, you know what? You don't even know how. I know he would be like, you don't know these people, but he is hearing, back to Meghan's comments, a one-sided takedown of a family. He does not know the other side, and he is hearing one very jaded side.
It started with whispers.
Then the leaks hit, spreading like wildfire, but no one not. Even the palace was ready for the royal bombshell that exploded this week. Tyler Perry. Yes, that Tyler Perry, the Hollywood mogul who once threw open the doors of his multi-million-dollar Beverly Hills mansion to Harry and Meghan during their so-called freedom escape from royal life. Now he's exposing revelations, so shocking, so incendiary, that even seasoned Hollywood insiders are calling them career-destroying. And for Prince Harry, this isn't just some gossip, it's deeply personal, and could reshape everything the world thought it knew about him and Meghan. These aren't rumors. These aren't the usual tabloid stories. These are tapes, private, unfiltered recordings that, according to multiple sources, reveal what really happened behind the closed doors of Montito. They capture what Harry said, what Meghan confessed, and what Tyler allegedly heard that finally pushed him to turn on the very couple he once defended like a brother and family. Buckle up, because this isn't just another Hollywood fallout. This is the implosion of Prince Harry's world. And the man holding the detonator is someone Harry once called his American brother. Insiders say it all started quietly at what they describe as a boiling point dinner at Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, a night that began polite but ended with tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. Tyler, a man known for loyalty and discretion, had reportedly reached his limit of being dragged into the royal soap opera. Remember, Meghan once praised him in an Oprah interview, calling him a guardian angel for providing safe haven when the world turned against them. At first, the bond seemed genuine, forged in trauma and trust. He had even become godfather to their daughter. But behind that polished facade, insiders claimed tension had been simmering for over a year. Harry and Meghan, sources say, had been leaning heavily on Tyler's Hollywood connections to rebuild their brand. A strategy that backfired as controversies mounted, threatening to topple Perry's name into the mess. Netflix deals collapsing, Spotify partnerships crumbling, and through it all, the Marl-Perry friendship that once sparkled like gold began to corrode in real time. The glittering bond was showing cracks, and Hollywood was watching every move with bated breath. Then came the jaw-dropping twist. Multiple insiders claimed Tyler Perry possesses hours of personal recordings, private conversations, voice notes, even audio captured by security while Harry and Meghan stayed at his estate in their early postal days. Before you gasp, no, this wasn't illegal surveillance. Perry's team reportedly had routine 24/7 security systems, including microphones in select areas purely for safety. Normally footage is erased after a few days, but for reasons that remain unclear, these recordings weren't deleted. And what's allegedly on them? That's what has royal watchers and Hollywood execs losing their minds. The recordings reportedly show Harry and Meghan in raw, unfiltered moments, explosive, candid conversations about the royal family. Moments that contradict the polished story they shared publicly. One insider described the tone as volcanic, claiming Harry's comments were so venomous that even Perry was stunned. And it wasn't just Harry. Meghan, according to sources, could be heard mocking British traditions, laughing about how easy it was to outsmart the palace, and even bragging, "They'll never see me coming." For a woman whose public persona was built around compassion and victimhood, those alleged words landed like a thunderclap. The nightmare for Harry escalates further. Sources close to Perry's team insist these tapes were never meant to see the light of day, stored away securely until Harry, according to insiders, crossed a line. The breaking point earlier this year, Harry publicly hinted that Tyler had distanced himself for political reasons. Subtle to the public, but piercingly sharp to Perry, and that, insiders say, was what reportedly infuriated him. Tyler's empire thrives on reputation, and Harry's loose-lipped interviews had put a serious crack right through it. Sources say Perry decided to quietly remind the Sussexes who really held the power. He didn't release the tapes directly, at least not yet. Instead, whispers about their existence spread through Hollywood like wildfire. And suddenly, journalists, PR reps, and even royal commentators were murmuring about audio proof of Harry and Meghan's hypocrisy. Then came the tipping point. Perry's longtime studio associate casually let slip in an offhand conversation that there was far more than anyone realized. And just like that, the internet detonated. Within hours, Hashtags like hashtag Tyler Tapes and hashtag #AryExpost were trending worldwide, lighting up feeds from Los Angeles to London like an unstoppable wildfire. Leaving fans and insiders buzzing with speculation. Let's step back for a moment, because this isn't just about leaked recordings. This is about betrayal. Tyler Perry was one of the few people who stood by Harry and Meghan when the world turned against them. He opened his home, offered protection when they claimed their security had been stripped, and used his influence to connect them with Hollywood's elite. And how did they repay him? By dragging him into their drama and, according to reports, pushing him to publicly defend them, a move he consistently refused. That refusal, insiders say, eventually caused the final split. Harry, growing increasingly paranoid about leaks, allegedly confronted Tyler over trust issues. Meghan, on the other hand, reportedly accused him of not doing enough to counter the negative press. Imagine that. The man who sheltered them, accused of not doing enough after everything he gave them. Sources close to Perry say he was deeply hurt. "I gave them everything," one insider said. But when he stopped playing their PR game, they turned cold. So when whispers about the tapes surfaced, many saw it as poetic, devastating karma. Still, Tyler didn't have to speak a word publicly. A single cryptic post on his Instagram story sent the internet into a meltdown. People reveal who they are when the cameras stop rolling, and 7 words were all it took. Comment sections erupted. Fans flooded his posts with questions. Is this about Meghan? Are the tapes real? Did Harry betray you? And though Perry didn't confirm anything, his silence screamed louder than words ever could. Meanwhile, chaos in Montito reportedly erupted. Sources say Meghan allegedly screamed when she first saw the headlines, calling Perry frantically. No answer. Texts went ignored. Tyler had gone completely radio silent. Harry, however, was reportedly in denial. "He's bluffing," he told a friend. "Tyler would never do that to us." But deep down, insiders say he knew the damage was done. In Hollywood, perception is power. And the perception now was brutal, shaking their carefully curated image to its core. The Sussexes had lost one of their biggest allies. Worse, they had turned him into an enemy. With whispers of those tapes spreading through elite circles, every powerful figure once in their corner was suddenly re-evaluating who wants to associate with a couple whose private words could soon hit the public record. Invitations dried up, partnerships paused, even Netflix executives, who had invested millions in the heart of their Invictus project, reportedly panicked over optics. The Sussex brand, once a glittering emblem of modern royalty, was now radioactive, and Tyler Perry, he was done being their savior. In a quiet conversation, reportedly overheard by a studio insider, he summed it up brutally. "You can't help people who weaponize your kindness. But if you think that's the end, think again. What comes next is darker, more explosive, and possibly the final nail in the Sussex coffin." According to insiders, those tapes might not just exist. They might already be in the hands of someone ready to use them. And when that happens, Harry's carefully constructed world could finally come crashing down for good. The moment Tyler Perry's private revelation turned public, Meghan reportedly lost it. Witnesses described it as a storm in stilettos. She allegedly stormed through their Montecito mansion, shouting about betrayal, demanding lawyers, and accusing everyone of conspiring against her. The walls that once echoed with brand strategy, meetings, and carefully rehearsed sound bites were now vibrating with something much darker: panic. Because when those tapes leaked, it wasn't just about Harry's voice trembling or his tearful confessions. It was the tone, the raw pain in his voice that made people around the world stop scrolling. You could hear the exhaustion, the quiet regret, the moment of a man realizing that his fairy tale had turned into a cage. This wasn't cruel gossip. It was tragedy caught on tape, and Hollywood smelled blood in the water within hours. Insiders from Netflix, Spotify, and even Tyler's own studio were quietly reviewing their associations with the Sussexes. Deals that once seemed like golden tickets now looked radioactive. One PR insider told Daily Beast, "This isn't just a bad look, it's career suicide. No one wants to be next to a couple melting down in real time." And Meghan, she went from furious to desperate. She reportedly called Tyler non-stop, leaving voicemails alternating between icy politeness and emotional pleas. But Tyler wasn't budging. He had gone on record with a statement that sent shockwaves across both coasts. "You can't hide behind empathy when your truth is built on other people's pain." That line went viral, sparking memes, TikToks, and even late-night comedy punchlines. Suddenly, the man who once gave them refuge had become the one shattering their last illusion of control. But here's where it gets even crazier. Behind the scenes, Meghan's team went into full overdrive. They launched what insiders called Project Redemption, a high-stakes PR operation designed to spin the narrative and reclaim their story. Anonymous sources close to Meghan began feeding stories to glossy magazines, tales of her devastation, betrayal, and hurt at the hands of men who exploited her trust. They painted her as the wounded warrior, once again, the victim of ungrateful allies and misogynistic media forces. For a moment, it almost worked until more clips surfaced. These new snippets allegedly showed Meghan coaching Harry, reminding him of what to say during interviews, telling him how to frame moments for sympathy. It wasn't criminal, but it was cold, calculated, and for many, confirmed suspicions that their entire public image was carefully curated. Harry, meanwhile, vanished. Not physically, but emotionally. For weeks, he was nowhere to be seen. Friends told reporters he barely left the house. Whispers spread that he had gone off-grid, staying with old army friends in the UK to find clarity away from cameras and chaos. Meanwhile, Meghan doubled down. She reportedly tried to line up emergency interviews with Oprah and Gayle King, anyone who would let her reclaim her side of the story. But even Oprah's team, once loyal to the Sussex brand, politely declined. "We've already told your truth once," a source said. One producer added, "and it didn't age well." The silence was deafening. Tabloids ran headlines like "Hollywood turns on Meghan and the Sussex brand is finished." YouTubers dissected every frame of Harry's tape, and TikTok creators mocked Meghan's PR attempts with parody videos that went viral overnight. For the first time since their royal exit, the power couple wasn't controlling the narrative, it was controlling them. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Tyler Perry didn't stop at the tapes. He reportedly handed over key evidence to a trusted journalist. A detailed account of what really happened during Harry and Meghan's so-called refuge stay at his mansion. In it, Tyler claimed what he witnessed wasn't a couple healing. It was a couple performing, rehearsing, scripting every tear, every confession, every dramatic moment for the cameras. The story dropped like an atomic bomb. The Duke and Duchess sipping tea in their California hideaway suddenly became something far darker. A PR laboratory where every word, every emotional moment, and even leaks were part of a script. Hollywood insiders began distancing themselves fast. Invites to A-list events quietly disappeared. Brand collaborations went on hold. Meghan's lifestyle team even halted her new product line launch, afraid it would tank before it even began. And while Meghan fought tooth and nail to save her image, Harry was reportedly crumbling behind the scenes. Sources close to him said he felt used, exposed, and humiliated for the first time. He wasn't defending Meghan. He was questioning everything. Was the life they built together real, or just a media illusion stitched together from half-truths and headlines? The cracks had widened into chasms. Meghan allegedly accused Harry of abandoning her during the worst PR crisis of their lives, while Harry fired back in fury. Sources say it erupted into the loudest argument they'd ever had with Harry, storming out of the house and not returning for 2 full days. The world noticed when he finally appeared in public again, attending a charity event alone. The cameras captured something that spoke volumes. A man exhausted, hollow-eyed, and utterly done. The polite cheers from the crowd meant nothing. The sparkle that once seemed to follow him everywhere was gone. Even the royal family, usually tight-lipped, appeared to move strategically. King Charles's spokesperson released a subtle but cutting statement emphasizing integrity and discretion in service of the crown. Translation: "We told you so." Meanwhile, Tyler Perry didn't gloat. He didn't drag them further. Instead, he posted a cryptic Instagram message. A black background with white text that read, "Truth doesn't need a microphone. It just needs time." That post hit like thunder. Fans interpreted it as confirmation that Perry had finally washed his hands of the royal runaways, leaving them exposed to the world they once tried to charm. For once, the world didn't rush to defend Meghan. It quietly agreed. By the time the dust began to settle, Harry was reportedly back in touch with William. One royal insider hinted the brothers may finally have a reason to talk again. But Meghan, she was left isolated in Montito, her empire crumbling, her allies gone, and her husband emotionally slipping away. As one tabloid headline brutally summed it up, Tyler Perry gave them shelter once. This time, he gave them truth, and it broke them both. The shocking tapes didn't just reveal secrets, they revealed who Harry and Meghan had truly become. And it left the world wondering, could there ever be a way back from this level of exposure? Because in the end, Tyler Perry didn't just leak audio, he leaked reality. And reality, Once it's out there, it can't be If you found this jaw-dropping, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. The story isn't over, and the drama is just heating.